Right, I don't know if this is working again, guys. I've reset everything, but it does seem to be that the second I start on Facebook, they all crash. But let's see. Let's see if this works. Right, I think I've got an overhead again. I have. Okay, right. Let's try it again. So, this is what we're going to make, is this pocket pinny. I'm really sorry. I know I won't go back through what I did a moment ago, but the one that I used for this one was the Starry Sky charm pack, which is really beautiful. It's got kind of all sort of star signs on it and little stars and moons and all, really, really pretty. But I didn't want to do an identical one, so I'm going to do this one in the Imaginary Flowers, which is another new charm packing, which is by it's Imaginary Flowers by Ginger Beer. It's on the website. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. It's all these really, really sort of stylized. Fingers crossed. Love the fabric. Thank you. Thanks, Helen. Oh, sorry, Heather. I read your name wrong. It's these cameras are driving me insane. They really are. Like I said, I've ordered a new splitter, which hopefully means that everything will be plugged in and it'll work. But this one is called Imaginary Flowers, and I absolutely love it. No, that's frozen again. Oh no, it hasn't. That's all right. I'm gonna have to keep moving my fingers to make sure that it doesn't feel like it's frozen. All I've done with this is I've made a 5x5. So I've done 5 across and 5 rows to do. So I've used 25 5-inch squares for this. Hi guys. Hopefully this will work this time. And then I've trimmed it down to 22 by 22 inches. Okay, so you need a piece. Just come over here again. Let's see if this is still working or whether that's frozen again. Because you can't really see it under that camera. So it's 22 by 22. Okay, and you need exactly the same size piece in a lining fabric. Okay, so again, I'm using part of the Imaginary Flowers range, and that's 22 by 22. All right. You also need, I dropped them on the floor, pieces for your waistband. All right, and those are 4.5 inches wide by width of fabric. Okay, so 42, 44 inches. You love this fabric better than the blue. I love this as well. It's gorgeous, really, really gorgeous. And you need 2 of them. So I've got 2 strips that are 4.5 inches by 42 inches wide. Okay, so first things first, we are going to go back to the overhead. Hi Margaret. Thanks, lovely. Right, let's hope this works this time. Going back to the overhead. Hopefully this is working. Oh, it's driving me insane. It really is. It is so far. What we're going to do is we're going to put these right sides together. I'm going to get Phil to move this camera once we've got the new splitter, and I'm going to get him to move it up as well so that you can actually see more of the screen and more of the mat, because at the moment it's way, way too low. Okay, so I'm putting them right sides together like that, lining them all up, and we're going to fold it in half. And what we're going to do is just round off, okay, like that, fold it right in half, like that, and we're going to round off this corner here. Okay, now I've got one of the Simple Circles rulers. They're the June Taylor ones. Unfortunately, they're discontinued. Can't get them anymore. But you can use a plate, you know, a dinner plate. Put a dinner plate there. You just want a nice round curve. Okay, dinner plate, draw around it, cut it out. So all I'm going to do is just line that up like that and cut this little bit off here. So I've got a nice curve. Okay, like that. Okay, nice curve for the end of my pinny. The other thing I want to do is just very quickly iron a really strong piece just here, right on the in the centre, because this is the centre of the fabric. I'm just ironing a little central mark like that, so I can match up in a minute. Okay, like that. So far, nice and easy. Open these out again. You can see they're still right sides together. You don't have to use a charm pack. You know, this could just be 2 pieces of fabric. I just thought it'd be pretty with the charm pack and sort of more patchworky. What I'm going to do now from that central mark is I want to mark an inch out on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to grab that one, and somewhere I've got a pen. There it is. And I'm just going to mark an inch either side. So I've got my ruler on the central mark an inch there, like that. And then mark an inch that side. So basically I've got a 2-inch gap now, just there. Okay. I'm going to start stitching from this top edge here. So don't do the long straight edge. We're going to start stitching all the way down, round the curve, and I'm going to stop and back stitch at the first mark. I'm going to leave a little bit there, and I'm going to go all the way up the other side. But I'm leaving this top edge open, non-sewn, okay? So, my camera's fully working now. I think so. I think so. I've no idea, to be honest. We shall wait and see. So, we shall wait and see. Hopefully, I'm over here now. Now, the other thing I should have done is swap my foot over. So, because I was doing some prep for tomorrow, and I've got my 1/4 inch on. Don't want my 1/4 inch on. You want your normal sewing foot, your universal sewing foot, because this is all done with like 3/8 of a seam allowance. So let me just change that one over. Okay, all the way down, and change that one. There we go. So it knows which foot I'm using. Okay, so I'm going to start at the one top edge all the way down to that mark, and I'm just using edge of foot all the way down, so it's nice, easy sewing to start with. Okay, so there we go. So hopefully, I just, I don't get it. I don't get why it works, and the splitter works when I'm not live, but the minute I go live, they all freeze. Very, very strange. So I hope, I know what I need to tell you guys as well while I'm just doing this, is if you are joining in with the quilt along tomorrow, my favourite colour is Moda, and you haven't yet requested to be in the group, remember it is a paid for one, this. You have to have either bought the kit or the pattern. There are a few people that have bought the kit in pattern that haven't asked to be in the group, so you're not going to be able to get hold of the lives, guys. So right, I'm at that first mark, so I'm just going to back stitch there, because I want to leave this little tiny gap, and then I'm going to start at the mark just there, and away we go again. So there we go, all the way around. So yeah, if you're so remember, if you are doing the quilt along with us and you've bought the kit or the pattern from us, there is a Facebook group that is called My Favourite Colour is Moda White Gecko. You need to join that group so that you can follow along with the lives, and the first one is at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, for some reason Facebook added like 60 people into the group, and there's not that many, there's like 30 odd doing it, so we had to sort it all out. Have you updated the computer recently or added any new software? It's Windows, Microsoft updates can have it with systems sometimes. I did an update about a week ago, Lynn, and it's really strange. It seems to work, like I said, work fine until on the actual software, all the cameras are working, everything's good. I'm going to get, I think Drew's about over the weekend, so I'm going to get him to have a little look at it for me, see if he can work out what on earth is going on. Right, there we go, like that. And hopefully when I go back over to the overhead, this is going to work. Hopefully I'm over here. We shall see. It's not frozen again. Oh, there we go. So far, so good. I'm just going to, very gently, you can either clip or just use your pinking shears just on the curve. Don't bother doing round the, down the edges. You don't need to. Just do a little bit on that curve so you get a nice neat edge. And then on this side as well. And then we're going to turn it through and create a little channel for our drawstring. There we go. Right. Okay, so I'm going to pull this through now, like this. So through like that. There we go. So you've basically made like a big bag shape with a nice round bottom to it. And we want to give this a little press. Yeah, I think I might have to bite the bullet and start paying for software. Now, OBS is what we've been using right the way through lockdown and everything, and it's been absolutely amazing. It's a free resource and it's been brilliant. But I'm just wondering whether there's an issue with it now. I don't know. Maybe there is. Right. All I'm doing is just pressing this out now. Okay. like this. You're making that nice and smooth. I love this Imaginary Flowers range. I really do. It's gorgeous. I mean, I love all these sort of, right. What you're going to do is you're just going to tuck in that edge for now, okay? Make sure it's nice and neat in line. You really want a nice sharp crease there because we're going to do something else in a minute, okay? So just get that little gap that we left here, okay? You see that little gap there? Get those fabrics turned in and nicely in line and give it a good press. So we're going to do something there first. Microsoft Edge updates keep updating Edge the browser, so it might only be a problem with the internet. Oh, okay, I'll look at that. I use Google Chrome, but maybe I will try a different browser. Maybe try going live through a different browser. That's a really good suggestion actually, and I will have a look at that. Hadn't thought about it actually being the browser that is an issue. You know, so obviously you need a browser to open up Facebook, so it might be that. That's a really good point. Hadn't thought about that. I keep thinking it's going to be, you know, it's the software that's a pain, but it could actually be the browser. Oh, Drew, when I spoke to him the other day, said, "Oh, it's probably the splitter, Mum." He said, "You know, if they've got dust in them, which it does get dusty in here because of, you know, all the fabric and everything." What's that, Claire? You was watching the French Open. Very good match on. Oh, cool. Who's playing? I have been following it on online a little bit. So we're just going to do a little bit of stitching around here now, around that little opening. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to open it up like that. Okay. And this is a little bit fiddly. It's the only real fiddly bit. And we're going to put it on the machine and we're going to stitch a little box around that, basically to keep this little raw edge inside. So I'm going to stitch across there. We're going to go down, across and back up and just stitch a little box round that opening, about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Okay, so back over to the machine. Hopefully it's working. I'm going to take my table off because it's easier to do without the table on. Bloody, she's doing well. I was very upset because mind you, all my favourites are like old players now. Murray was out in the first round, Nadal was out in the first round. None of them are doing very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stitch round that little box. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Round the opening. So go down to there like that. Go just past it, about 1/8 of an inch away. Across, and again, just make it flat as you go. Across like that. And then down this side. Make sure that hem is down, so get your finger in there. Make sure that hem's nice and flat and down. Oh, that's gone a bit wonky. Oh well, never mind. It's on the back, nobody will see. There we go. Across that way. It's like a little top stitch, basically. Like that. And back round to where you started. And do a little back stitch. There we go. So that's just going to keep that hem in place for when your drawstring comes through, okay? So off the machine, table back on. Fingers crossed when I click the overhead, this is going to work. Hopefully it does. Hopefully I'm back. Right, I'm going to give it a good shake out. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to stitch a channel all the way around on, like top stitch basically. And you want it about 1 inch away from the edge of the pinny. Now you can absolutely use your ruler and measure 1 inch and use your Frixion or whatever and just mark a little line. Something obviously is not going to permanently mark it. You know, round you go like that. Okay. However, if you're feeling a bit more confident and you've got 1 inch mark on your sewing machine, I'll show you now on the plate. You can just use that. Okay, so I'm going to again start from the top here, go all the way around and end up this end. Again, we're leaving all of this open, that top edge. Okay, so back to the machine. These come together really quickly. Honestly, you'll spend more time choosing which charm pack to use than actually make the thing. Now I know that that's my inch mark just there. Okay, so I can line it up So mine runs from here and runs up the plate as well. Find out where most machines have got an inch mark. They normally do like 1/2 inch, 5/8 and inch on there. So you could change colour if you wanted and have it in a coordinating colour. I'm doing it all in the white. And I'm not concentrating on the needle, I'm just concentrating on keeping it on the inch mark. So all the way down there, like that. And round we go again. So it's quite boring sewing so far, it's nothing very complicated. Who's watching Sewing Bee? Anybody watching Sewing Bee? You all started? What are you thinking of the contestants and the projects so far? I'm liking some of them. I think some of them are very talented. I had a conversation with our lovely Claire last night about the sincere lack of bras that are going on. I mean, you know, I'm all for free the nipple and women's rights and everything, but there's a distinct lack of bras going on with those women. You're on the BBC, darling, you know? But I don't know who I like. I think I like the lady who got Garment of the Week. She was the one from the Isle of Wight. I think she looks like she might have some really nice ideas. The younger girl, Sasha, was it? Or Pasha? Pasha? Oh, I can't remember what her name is. There was a younger girl, dark hair. I think she's going to be a dark horse. She seems like she's got a lot of sewing skill, which is nice. So anybody else watching? You've all gone very quiet. I obviously won't give any spoilers about, you know, who's gone out or anything, but I do, watching Sewing Bee, agree with the lack of bras. I don't leave the house without one alone. Exactly! And it's the BBC, darling. Please, put a bra on. I'm all for free the nipple, but maybe not on the BBC. I like me liking some and others. I think it was really hot because they all look. Yeah, that one chap. He was probably having to mop his brow all the time. They were sweating buckets, weren't they? So there we go, all the way around, like that. You haven't watched this week's yet, Anne. Oh well, I won't tell you, you know, what's going on. But honestly, no bras. Disgraceful. Sound like a right old prude, don't I? Right. Okay. What I've done there is just sew that channel all the way round. Okay, at 1 inch. So you're basically making a drawstring bag. Okay, so you've got that little hole there still, and then you've got this little channel all the way round. Okay. Is it flickering, guys? The cameras. Can you tell me that? Is it flickering still? Because I can't see that little bit on my screen. But if it's not flickering, maybe I did something when I did it. Yeah, Pasha looks as if she could be really good quietly. Yes, I think she is too. Right. What we're going to do now is we're going to add the drawstring. Now, you could use pretty much anything for this. You could use like a thick piping cord, or I actually used on the other one. This is a really thick round elastic. Okay, it's got a little bit of stretch in it, but not much. No flicker. Brilliant. Thank you. That's good. Maybe it's actually going to work tonight for a change. We do sell this. You're going to need 1.5 meters basically, because it's got to go all the way around the edge. Whatever you use, whether it's a piping cord, that will absolutely work, or it could be you know, like the cord they use on Roman blinds. You could use that. Oh, sorry. Just take a slip from the water. Any sort of thick cord. But I actually liked this round elastic. I don't think it's on the website, but if anybody wants any, drop us a message and I will put it on, okay? Some people need them, bras, yes, definitely. Claire, you loved the skirt, the old gentleman, his attention to detail on the seams. Yes, really, really was. Yeah, like the winning outfit, wasn't so keen on the subject last night, but certainly showed skills or lack of them. That balaclava, oh my goodness, it looked like, you know, like puppy dog ears coming out. What? I mean, it was ridiculous, wasn't it? Right. What we're going to do now is we're going to thread this through. So you're going to have to just, again, talk to me for a little minute. Because I can't find my... I had a proper bodkin that this goes through and I can't find it anywhere. So, safety pin, in the end, thread it through, guys. So we're just going to thread it all the way around as much as we can. But yeah, Claire, I really liked that skirt. I thought it was very, very neatly done, really beautiful, very, very good attention to detail. What was there was another one I liked as well. The one gymnastic outfit. Not the one the older lady did. I think it was a shame she didn't finish it, but I thought it had a great potential. Yeah, sewing bee. I don't think there's enough time given for each project. I know, when they have to, like, 4.5 hours to make a whole outfit, I just don't understand how anybody does that. There have been comments this year about the poor standard sewing. That happens when they don't have enough time. Ron's golf skirt was perfect, but no time to make the top as well. Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily poor standard sewing. I think most of them have got a damn sight more skill than the Jamaican one. Yes, that's it, Natalie. It was that one. I thought was really nice outfit. Had great potential. Sorry, it's very boring watching me thread, but you've got to put up with this bit for me to finish the rest. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a poor standard of sewing. They're doing damn sight better than I could ever do, that's for sure. But I just don't think they have enough time. I think they expect a huge amount, because it was like the 10th birthday. I think maybe they should have gone like back to basics almost, and do simpler things. I don't think us as viewers would mind if it was simpler, because you could see more of how to construct the garment. It might make you feel like, oh, actually, I could have a go at that. I could actually... Oh, it's all right. I thought the safety pin's come undone, I think. Don't you dare. I'm nearly at the end. Come on, where have you gone? Where have you gone? Please don't do that. I'm nearly at the end. There we go. If they did some simpler garments and actually allowed the viewer, the sewers on there to finish it, and the viewer to go, oh, do you know what? I reckon I could have a go at one of those, or it might inspire us more, to those of us who aren't dressmakers, to dressmake. Right, okay, pulled that through like that. First thing I'm going to do before I smooth it all out is I'm going to anchor this one end, and I'm going to tuck it up, not to the outside edge, but to the edge of the channel, and I'm going to stitch over it 2 or 3 times, okay? Just to get that so it can't fall out while I'm smoothing it out. So over we go. Yeah, get them to make things home sewers I've wanted to make, because then the experts could absolutely discuss the tricky bits. Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely. That would, because I would love to be able to dress. I'd love to have the time to dressmake, if I'm honest. I don't. I've dabbled a little bit, but it's not something I have time to really like put in and make it. What's the word? Be able to sort of get proficient at it. Okay, so I've just gone backwards and forwards over that a few times to anchor it. But I'd love to have more confidence to say, right, okay, I like that dress, or I like that skirt, or I like that top. Oh, I might give that a go. And yes, it might take me a couple of days, because I would take it slow and steady. What I'm doing now is just smoothing this out so that it's flat. Okay, so what I want to do is, you see, just smooth it out, move it all around, so that I've got to get this camera made higher, because you really can't see what I'm doing, I don't think. So what I'm doing is just, it's all nice and flat again now, but that cord is in there all the way round. Now, this is too long, but you want it to be too long, because I'm going to push that down a little bit. Go, put your finger in the hole and just gently catch that loop of the cord, okay? And pull that slowly enough so that it pulls this bit down. Can you see what I'm doing? So I've got just a little bit sticking out like that, okay? I'm going to put a pin in there so it can't go anywhere. I'm going to sew it in a moment. But a pin first. Come on, pin. There we go, like that. And what that's done is given me a loop of cord down here, okay? Can you see I've got this loop coming out of that hole? Now, if you've got, I didn't have any, and I didn't have any in the shop. If you've got one of those toggles, do you know what I mean? They're on like anoraks and stuff, and they're normally like black, round, and you press the button and it goes up and down a cord on an anorak. If you've got one of those, that would work brilliantly here, Okay, you could put that on there and that would allow you to push up through the cord and it would hold the cord in place. Okay, but I don't have any, so I was like, what am I going to do instead? So I just put a knot in it, and it seems to work really, really well. So all I'm going to do is literally hold it together like that and put a knot in there. Okay, because basically you just want something to be able to grab hold of. So put a knot in there and really pull it tight so that you know it's not going anywhere, like that. You'd like to see have them adjust a standard pattern to accommodate differences. Oh, that's a really good. There's a new book out for people needing to change pattern. Oh, that's Becky's book, isn't it? All Access Sewing. She's on Crane Craft. I was actually up there when she was designing the cover for that book, and we were having a chat about which images and all to use. Yeah, Becky's All Access Sewing book is amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's such a good book. I think I put a link on it on Gigglers actually a little while ago. But if you look at All Access Sewing on Facebook, sorry, just making sure that's all flat again before I, come on, there we go, before I sew off this other end. All Access Sewing on Facebook, it's a really fabulous Facebook page, and she gives all sorts of hints and tips, and her new book is amazing. Now I've got that knot in there, I'm going to sew over this end and secure that in place as well. Okay. Yeah, it would be interesting to see, although I did notice one of the athletes there, one of the models they used had a prosthetic leg, wasn't it, last night, which was nice to see. But yeah, actually, wouldn't it be nice if they did a whole, particularly with the Olympics and Paralympics happening this summer, I wonder, you know, it'd be nice if they'd have done a whole episode on how to make those accommodations. You know, I think that's a really, you know, be a lush idea, wouldn't it? Right, okay, back over here. So what I've done now is I've just secured that cord at the top, and I've pulled through the bottom there and created a knot. But again, like I said, you could put a toggle on there, one of those. I'll put a picture up of one onto Gigglers. Okay, time to make the waistband and we're nearly done. So you take your two pieces. So I've got two 4.5 inch by 42 inch wide pieces, and we're just going to stitch them together, make one long piece of fabric. So I'm going to put these right sides together like that. There we go. I'm going to just cut off that selvage first of all, and then I'm going to stitch these together. Okay. Are you all still with me on this? I've been so busy chatting about Sewing Bee, haven't really check that you still know what I'm doing. It's a very easy project. These would be great, I think, great presents for gardeners. If you've got friends who are gardeners and you need to make them a present, I think this would be great, you know, particularly if they're harvesting and stuff for an allotment and things like that. So all I did, stitch that together. So I've got one big long strip now, and I would absolutely press this one open. Okay, so like that. Okay, so I've got a centre seam there. Now we need to do a little bit of measuring. So you want halfway between this, because I've got 5, so this is my middle one. So I want to be halfway in between. So that's coming out now at 4.5, so about 2.25 is my centre point. So I'm just going to lightly finger press that, and I want to match, put right sides together, that seam of the waistband right just there. Okay, and pop a pin in like that. Okay, and I'm going to pin this all the way to the end like that. There we go, and then all the way to the end, this end like that. Okay, and we're going to stitch that in place and just go from this end of the pinny here all the way across to this end of the pinny there. Don't worry about any of this at the minute, we're going to do that in a moment. What are we doing? Oh, back over to the machine. Natalie, just joined. How's the kitchen? Oh, we're about 80% done. I have a Again, I'm using edge of foot for this, okay? So we're just doing edge of foot all the way along. I'm about 80% done with the kitchen. Not I'm at all. It's been nothing to do with me. It's been the builders. But cabinets are all back in, hobs in, ovens in, sink is all back in. I've got no handles on any of the cabinets yet, and none of the tiling or decoration is done. But it is getting there. They've promised me they should be done by the weekend, apart from any little snagging bits. So hopefully by Sunday Phil will be able to cook a roast again. Yeah. Not that I do much cooking, I really don't. The boys and Phil do most of the cooking. Right, so just stitch side to side. What's that, Claire? You joined late, you didn't see what was being made, so you're interested in the end project gardening. Yes, so this is this is what I'm calling a patch pinny, but I'll show you. It's got a special secret. Special secret. I'll show you again when we're done. Okay. Keeping me company. She's trying to get letters out before midnight today. Oh, bless you. That's not fun, hun. Oh, right. Okay. So hopefully I'm back over here. Hopefully. Am I still working yet? I'm just so I'm so like, oh, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Right. What we're going to do is, first of all, I can cut off my little bit here. That little excess bit of cord now, because it's all well stitched in. And I'm going to iron this up. So you're going to iron it up like that. Okay. And just give that a good press. Okay. Like that. So it looks a very wide waistband. It's obviously going to be smaller in a minute. And then flip it over. And basically you're going to carry on that little 1/2 inch hem all the way down. Okay. So this is going to be dull. So sorry guys, you're going to have to bear with me a minute, because I've got to get all the way down one side to be able to show you how to turn the end. What we want, some nice pointy ends. So I'm going to have to go all the way down this side. So I'm turning over about 1/2 inch. 3/8 of an inch, but just following along that hem all the way like that. There we go. Oh, it needs to be a bit higher up, don't I? I've got to get this camera position changed. Okay, and then you're going to go all the way along the top as well. Okay, so definitely talk to me. So what are you doing in your garden at the minute, Claire? Are you an avid gardener? I wish I was. I'd kill everything. We just have wildflower borders, because anything else, I'd kill it. I actually spent quite a lot of money last year on some beautiful bedding plants right at the front. They're all dead. They all died. And they're not supposed to. They were supposed to like come up every year. They all died. I'm so rubbish at gardening. It's not my forte at all. It's really not something I do. Rory, we've got the pond. We did build a pond. Lovely. You finally dried out now, Cheryl. Oh, fabulous. And you've got to choose a new kitchen. Oh, I feel your pain, lovely. I have to say it's been a very, very difficult few weeks. Our lovely Janice as well, who's been to the retreats. She lives over at Newport. She had a massive flood as well, and she's lost her bedroom, bathroom and kitchen. So yeah, I don't know, there seems to be a bit of a pandemic of them at the moment. Mind you, I mean, that's 3 that I know of in the last couple of months. So, you know, maybe that's it. That's horrible for us, but hopefully that'll save anyone else from happening to anybody else. Okay, sorry, I know this is dull, guys. I'm just ironing in this hem. But, you know, you have to put up with these bits, because I'm not prepping 17 different things. And then back up the other side to meet the apron. So... there we go. Should I give this one away? I might give this one away, actually. I mean, I don't know if anybody wants it. It's, you know, but I could do this as a little giveaway, couldn't I? Because I don't need 2, and I've already made a blue. Well, I don't really need the blue one, because I don't really garden. But I do think it'd be useful for other things, particularly when I'm, you know, running around picking them after the kids and little man and stuff. Just have that extra, it's almost like having an extra pair of hands, the pockets. Buy roses, they're pretty hardy, just chop them down once a year and deadhead when blooming. Oh, okay. I will give that a go, lovely. I'll give that a go, because I love roses. I love the smell of roses as well. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. See, I bought some marigolds a couple of weeks ago and put them in my plant pots around the front garden. The slugs ate them all. They were gone, but literally gone the next day. They'd just been eaten by everything. So you just think, oh, just go with wildflowers. They look pretty. I don't have to do anything with them. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this edge here. No, I'm not. I lie. I'm going to go to the very end, like that, okay? And I want to flip it over so I've got right sides up. And I'm going to fold that hem over like that, okay? So just give that a very quick, gentle press, like that. And then I want to cut a stitch a 45-degree angle into this. So, where's my pen's gone again? So I'm just going to get my 45-degree line like that. And I want a nice point on the end of my apron strings. So I'm going to draw a 45-degree line here. So I'm going to stitch that one in. And then we're going to flip over to the other side. Where is it? And do exactly the same on the other side. So flip over like that. A quick press. Moira, these would go well down at Christmas fairs. We sell everything, donate the proceeds. This year they're doing South Wales air emblems. Oh, absolutely lovely. And they don't take a massive amount of fabric, to be honest. You could, the front, I used a charm pack, but you could cut, out of scraps, all your 5-inch squares and all that sort of thing. I need to get ducks. They eat all the slugs. Oh, yes, please. Susie, you missed the beginning, so I haven't got a clue what we're making. We're making a pinny, love, but a pinny with a difference. I'll show you the end result in a minute. Right, back over we go. And I'm just going to stitch down that 45-degree line either side. So make sure you lock stitch at the beginning and all the way down that line, and then back stitch there. Let me find the other end. Where is it? There it is. Down this line. There we go. And back again. It's Fabo dear, you're not keen on peg bags, and you clip all the pegs on me before you go out to hang your washing. And yes, you do look silly. I love that. This would be perfect for you, Maria. Could and you could keep your pegs in it afterwards because it would pull up nice and small. So you could just wrap up and put your pegs in it. Where am I going? Back over to this one. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is just chop off that excess fabric. Okay. So when we turn it through, we've got a nice point on our pinny. And the other thing I would do is just clip that corner as well. Okay, so when I turn it through, like that, push that gently out, my points there, like that. You can have a nice, crisp little point on the end of your waist tie. I could probably push that out a little bit more actually, but I don't know where my turner's gone. Push that out, just, there we go, that's better. There we go. Give that a very quick press. Ooh. Oh, I'm being so clumsy today. There we go. Biscuit pouch. I could store a lot of biscuits in this pouch. I'll show you in a minute, love, when I put it on. I would be storing a lot of bickies. A lot of bickies. I reckon I could get a whole, Tesco's worth of biscuits in here. But why not? Why not? Actually, if you are like knitter or crocheter, you could wear it while you were knitting and crocheting, and your ball of wool would sit in it, wouldn't it? And would just roll around in there. So, right, and then again, I'm just going to give that a very quick press, just off camera a second, rather than move it. And then the last little bit is one line of top stitching. So what I'm going to do is move this back out like this. We're just going to match up like that, okay? So match up those two hemmed edges of the waistband all the way along, like that. There we go. What time is it? Oh gosh, I've been going on for ages. That's what, mind you, that's because the camera's crashed, wasn't it? Sorry, guys. I have had fun going back to the kitchen though. I have fun actually choosing tiles and stuff. I love all that bit of decorating. I hate the actual having to do it. It's quite nice when someone else does it for you, but I have had fun choosing all the tiles and things. And then this, I'm just gonna match to there like that. There we go. In fact, actually, I should probably... Should I do this as a little challenge post? Does anybody want to win this, Pinny? Anybody fancy it? If you do, if you don't, I won't bother. But if you fancy it, I could do this as a little challenge post. You could show me your gardens. Show me your gardens, or whether, you know, if you haven't got a garden, do you have a favourite plant in the house, or, you know, something like that. You could just show me your gardens, couldn't you? I'll pick a winner. I'll pick a winner. There you go. All the way down, like that. Sorry, nearly there. Nearly there. And then I'm not going to stitch this on camera. I'll do it afterwards because it's a little laborious, and I'll show you on the other one where you're going to stitch on the one that I've actually done, because you've got to go all the way down and back round. But you can see the idea that nearly there, because you know, you want to go slow and steady on this little bit because it's your top stitching and you're going to see it. So I won't do this little bit on camera. I'll show you my completed one. Okay, so I've pinned all that in. So my waistband now is in place. Okay, and what you would do is, I'm going to show you on this one, is you would stitch top and bottom. So all the way along the front there, like that. Hopefully if I do that, you can see. So I've stitched all the way along like that to hold it in place, all the way down that hemmed edge until I get to the end, and then along there, and then all the way along the top. Okay. Yes, not sure my garden warrants a look. Very overgrown with rain. Oh, I would love it. You'd love to have it. Cool. I'll do a little challenge post. Actually, I wouldn't even make it a challenge post. I would just say comment Pinny or something, and you. Oh, let's see. And you comment blue or green under the post that I'll put on. I'll put a post onto Gigglers. I'll do it on Gigglers this time because it's not a full challenge post. And put blue or green, okay? And I promise I'll finish this one once we're off air. And if you want to post a picture of your garden, you go for it, but you don't have to. But just post blue or green, and then I'll pick a winner, okay? And then all the way back down. So that's your waistband on. And then if you haven't used one of those toggles that we were talking about, if you've used one of those toggles, you don't need to do this bit. But if you haven't, if you've just used a cord with a loop, okay, like that, if you pop a button on, I should used a bigger button. I thought I'd used a bigger button, but I hadn't. That will then set over. Oh, it does. It is a big enough button like that when it's on, and that creates your pocket. So for those of you who didn't see, I'm going to show you once again in full technical colour glory. Hopefully we're back over here. Hi. So what we were making was one of these pinnies, okay, that look like this. I'll wrap it on, tie it up. You've got a nice big tie so you can get a good bow, okay. And then it's just a nice pinny, keeps you nice and clean. Hang on, let me move the chair out of the way. Nice pinny, keeps you nice and clean. But when you want that extra pocket, when you're picking your tomatoes or your cucumbers, you can pull up on the drawstring. You can hook that on your button like that. Ooh, it's very. I did choose the wrong size button. Button like that. But I've got this lovely pocket which you can put all your stuff in. So I would just do a little slip knot like that and put that over my button, okay? And you've got a pocket, okay, which will hold all your pegs. So as you're taking your washing off the line, chuck all your pegs in there. If you don't like to leave them on the line, you don't like a peg bag. If you're, like I said, a gardener, but I think it would work if you're a knitter or a sewer, a knitter or a crocheter. You could have your ball of wool in there. And so as you're knitting, it would roll around in there and not drop on the floor, which mine does all the time. So take that off like that, little drawstring, undo that one there. Oh, which I'm making this look harder than it is, but I have used the wrong button. I will change the button if you win this one. If you want the blue one, I'll change the button, I promise, okay? And there's your pinny done, okay? And who doesn't love a pinny? I like a bit of old vintage, you know, a Although most of my tomatoes don't make it from the garden to the kitchen. Do you eat them as you go, Claire? There we go. So I'll give one of these away, okay? So I will put it onto Gigglers. If you'd like to win one of them, just comment blue or green. And if you want to show us your garden, then that would be lush too. That's it from me tonight. Sorry it was a really long one. Sorry the camera's played up again. Oh, it's a nightmare. I need to go and feed the kids. We've got a block tomorrow at 1 o'clock for everybody. Usual 1 o'clock, I'm doing block of the week. But then tomorrow night for those of you who are doing the modern, my favourite colour is Moda quilt along. For those of you who have paid for that and everything, that will be on at 7 o'clock in that group. So you need to make sure you've joined the group, you've been accepted, and I will go live in that group, lovely, okay? So, yeah, that's that. So I'll see you at 1 o'clock or 7, and see some of you again at 7, okay? I will see you real soon. Thanks for putting up with me tonight and the stupid cameras. At least they stayed working. At least they stayed working. Second time lucky, thankfully. See you all tomorrow, guys. Bye.